All right. Hi, Matthew. I'm Ariel, and I'll be just getting some information about you today. As we discussed earlier, when you signed the confidentiality paper, everything we talk about today is going to remain confidential, and the only way that I would have to refer you to an outside source is if you make threats to harm yourself or say that you're a harm to others. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll start with, why don't you tell me a little bit about your childhood? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. I've lived here my whole life. I'm 25 years old. I was born in Sheboygan Memorial Hospital on the north side.
Okay. How did you like growing up in Sheboygan?
I love it here. I want to live here my whole life. Maybe possibly move somewhere in Wisconsin, like not too far away. My whole family lives here. I have a family here. I love it. And I just always loved it here.
It's nice and quiet. There's not too many people, not too little people. It's just perfect for me.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, if we were to talk about your childhood in general, like let's talk before high school, before middle school, your younger childhood. How was that?
I can't say it was bad, but I can't say it was good. I mean, I'm 25, like I said before, and I don't really remember a lot of my childhood. I remember being a little kid. Generally, like after 5 is what I remember. Anything before 5, I don't remember anything at all.
Okay,
And I think the only thing I really remember is I was with my mom and my dad. We grew up in a little green house on the north side of Sheboygan. And my biggest memory from then is I have a little stuffed animal in a fight. Other than that, I don't remember much
Okay.
of any of it.
And sometimes I just want to let you know that that's normal too. Many people don't remember a lot of things, especially prior to the age of 3. You just don't have the capacity to remember those things. Did you have anything traumatic happen? Because that could be another reason you suppress some memories.
Yes, that's exactly probably why I don't remember a lot of it. My dad has alcoholism. It was very, very bad when I was younger. And my parents split up when I was 5, so maybe that was a huge indication of why I kind of forgot everything or just suppressed everything. I can't remember anything. I tried. But the biggest thing is I remember when I was little, I mean, I remember it because my mom and my sister told me it happened. I don't remember really doing it. But we would have to leave late at night, in the middle of the night, with no shoes on, because my dad was so drunk, breaking stuff around the house, yelling. I don't remember any of that. So the one memory I do have of my dad when I was little was one of the only times I ever saw my dad cry in my entire life. He was gone, wasted in the basement of one of my uncle's and aunt's house, and he carved my name into the back of the car, crying, saying I love you so much. And I started crying and I ran upstairs. I have that memory still, but that is it. Anything else with my dad being drunk, I just don't remember, only based on my mom and my sister telling me it happened. So I think that is the huge reason why I don't remember a lot of stuff.
Okay,
But he never did anything to my sister and I, as I know.
that makes sense. Do you think that that's impacted your relationship with him now?
I think what closed, I look back on it, and it's like my dad wasn't the dad he should have been, and I have a 3-year-old, so I know I would never do that to him. And I don't hold anything to my dad now as of what he did. I mean, I wish he was there for me for everything throughout my life. He's never been to any, when I was little, he never went to my games. He never went to my football games, my soccer games, basketball games. He didn't care to see me skateboard, none of that. I mean, like, I'd go over to his house, and I bring my skateboard, he'd watch a little bit, but he never had that emotional connection there when it came to what I liked to do. And I think I look at that now and it sucks. Like, if I look back on it now, it's like, yeah, I kind of make me sad that didn't happen. But at the same time, my dad's a great dad to me now, and he's a great grandfather to my son. So it's, I love that. I hope he can be there for my son like he wasn't there for me. I think that's the biggest thing I look at it now. Is it doesn't really matter about me anymore, more or less about him.
And that does make sense, but I'm sure it was still hard on you growing up without having your dad right there with you.
And I think I got to see, we got my sister and I, well, mainly with the family over there. My sister and Samantha. I would go there like every week, if not every other week, on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Generally it was Tuesday. I remember that. So at least I got to see him still, but I never spent the night there. At least maybe once in the summer I spent the night there. So I would go for after school. I'd get done around 2:30 and I'd spend the night till like 8:30 or 9. But I never got to spend the night.
Why don't you think you were able to spend the night?
I honestly have no clue. I don't know if it was my mom saying no. I was never told why, or my dad didn't want me overnight. I just never was told.
Okay. Growing up, did you have another male figure that you looked to as like a father figure? Do you feel like you grew up without a father figure?
No, I think it was more or less that kind of, I did, but I didn't, and I think it didn't really matter to me because my mom has 5 sisters and 1 brother. So it was like I had all the people in my life if anything happened. And my mom had a boyfriend named Mike growing up, and he was a fatherly figure, but not like I don't I didn't look at him as a dad, but he was still a male figure in my life because he was dating my mom. So like he would tell me if I was doing something wrong. Like I remember we grew up in a house down the street from where we live now, and he would yell at me if I did something wrong. So he still disciplined me, but I didn't look at him like my dad. That's the way I look at it. And the same goes for my dad remarried. I don't look at her as a mom. I look at her as like that's just somebody my dad's married to. I still respect that, but I just don't look at her that way. Regardless of my dad.
And that does make sense. Sometimes that's the way that the relationships form. Do you have a good relationship with, you said your dad remarried, correct?
Yes.
Do you have a good relationship?
I love him more than anything, and I mean, now he's drinking again, and that kind of affected me when I found out. So it's like, yeah, it sucks. But I'm 25 now. I'm an adult. Like, I understand that everybody can make their own decisions regardless if they're bad or good. So it's like, if I could change it, I would have it so he would never drink again. But he's his own person, and I hope he chooses the right path, especially with my son. So I just hope he makes the right decision and doesn't get mad again. He can't take it.
That makes sense, and while I'm sure that is a stressor, it's also important to remember that you can't control your dad's actions, and that sometimes it is better to take a step back and let him make his own choices and make his own mistakes. What about, so we talked a lot about your dad just now, but what about your mom? Do you have a good relationship with her?
Oh, yeah. My mom was, I have a family that obviously they were the most important people, but my mom and my sister are my number one. My mom's like my actual family. I grew up very, not sheltered. Like I was able to do what I wanted, but my mom always wanted to do where I wanted, which I always respected. I never went to parties. And if I would go to a party at my friends, I would say, hey, Mom, I'm going to be here. They're going to be drinking. I would tell her the truth no matter what. No matter where I was, I always let my mom know because we had that respect. I had that respect there for my mom, and she let me do what I wanted. So it wasn't that I didn't have rules. I had a lot of rules, but I obeyed all the rules. So I always got along with her. And I go to her for everything. If I need something, my mom is somebody I know I can go to because she'll listen. And she'll not judge me for anything I have to say, and then she'll have her own words after I say what I have to say. And that's how it's always been. And that's how I know to come to me and my significant other with that.
Okay, and I think that's great that you at least have that very strong relationship with your mom and that you had that growing up. I think that's really good. Did that influence your relationship now? And that's wonderful. You mentioned you have a sister. Is that your only sibling?
Yeah. I have 2 step siblings, but I don't count them. My sister, we're 7 years apart, and I mean, we went through a lot growing up.
Okay.
And I know I'll always be there for her, and I know she'll always be there for me.
Okay, when you say you guys went through a lot growing up, are you saying that in reference to your father's alcoholism?
It has to do with that. I mean, I think it has, I mean, it's not only that, but I think that was a huge trigger with what my sister has, and it went through us. And growing up, I was probably another big thing of why I don't remember a lot of things in my childhood. We went through a lot with my sister, so that was a lot of stuff for me to handle. And what I'm trying to explain is when my sister turned 14, right as she hit around puberty, that's when my parents got divorced, roughly, like a little bit after. And they diagnosed her with bipolar disorder at that time, which then just changed it to manic depression, which is kind of the same thing. I don't remember all the details there, but
they're very similar.
Yeah, my sister, me being 7 at that time, I saw things that a 7-year-old probably shouldn't have seen and heard and went through, but I was always there for my sister. I would wake up in the morning before school to wake her up and say, Sam, you need to get up. But she was also always so low that she would skip school. She would break all the mirrors in the house because she couldn't stand the sight of her reflection and the people telling her in her head to break the mirrors. And she wrote countless notebooks, like full of 100-page notebooks, full of stuff, like the way she was feeling, how she wanted to kill herself, how she feels like she doesn't belong in this world anymore.
That had to be very hard on you.
And it's hard for me to talk now because it's always a touchy subject. Like anybody I talk to, I didn't tell anybody this, but it's just very hard to the thought that my sister possibly would not be here anymore, which was a huge chance. All the time she attempted suicide, she would more or less to cry for help. Like, she didn't full out go, like, I'm going to kill myself. It was where I'm going to harm myself. But the one time she took an entire week worth of medicine, and she was on, like, 11 or 12 different medications. So that's like 30 pills in one go. And my mom was at the store at the time. And I just remember my mom said she had a gut feeling in her mother that something was wrong. She dropped her clothes, she didn't even check out. And she rushed home. My sister was unconscious on the bed with foam in her mouth. So she rushed to the hospital and they had to pump her stomach. The one thing that out of all this that hurts me the most is my sister told my mom, please let me go. I don't want to live anymore. And my mom said that has never happened. And I'll always remember that for the rest of my life. And every time I look at my sister, I think about that. And grateful that
Is she doing better now?
Oh yeah. And I mean, she still struggles with, and that, I think after she grew up a little bit, like it stopped roughly when she was 20. So it was like 6 years of really bad.
Okay.
Like, and it got better and it got worse, and it got better and it got worse. But now, I think her maturing and understanding how to control her emotions, that she can handle the depression. Like she still gets down some days, you know, a lot of people, but she gets a little bit down more than others. She just has people in her life to pick her back up.
Right, absolutely.
And I think, like I was trying to say, was after she grew up, I think the whole bipolar thing, I think they mainly said that she just had more mood swings than anything.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
Do you feel that, I mean, you have a father that's an alcoholic and you have a sister who struggled with bipolar and depression. Do you feel that you ever have anything to struggle with?
I think, because I know my dad, they actually said my dad had bipolar too at one point, like years ago, like probably when he was in his 20s or 30s roughly.
Okay.
So I think he passed that to my sister when she was born, which is a genetic thing.
Right.
I don't feel like I have ups and downs. Like I'm generally more of an up person. If I get down, I always have something I know I can go to make me feel better, regardless if that's my kid or my hobby, video games.
Okay, that's a fun hobby.
It's always been an outlet for me since I was a kid. That and skateboarding, which I can't do that. Not that I do. But video games is just, regardless of what feeling I was in, if I was happy or sad or mad, I always could go right onto my computer and talk to all my friends or play my games and just dive into that. And it didn't harm anybody. It didn't harm me. It didn't harm anybody around me. Nobody was upset that I was doing it. I wasn't hurting myself, so that was my one thing I know that I could do.
Okay, and that's great that you found something to use as a great coping skill. That's definitely a wonderful coping method to use. You keep mentioning that you have a family. Do you have a son or a daughter?
I have a son. His name is Destry. He's 3 years old.
Okay. Do you live with your son's mom? Are you guys separated?
Yeah, no, we're together. We're not married. We're just boyfriend and girlfriend now, but we act like we're married. We have everything together. We have a bank account. We're on the same phone plan. We've been together for over 4 years. we want to get married someday. It's just right now it's not a great time because financially we want to be more stable. And I would love to be married. It's just something down.
Yeah, and that makes sense. It's nice to take your time.
Yeah.
Where do you work?
I actually work at Kohler Company over in Kohler, about 6 miles away from Sheboygan. 3 miles somewhere around there.
Okay.
And I've been there for 2 years in this upcoming February.
Do you like it?
What?
Do you like it? I'm sorry.
I'm very torn with the job. I like it there because the money is really good. The only thing I have wrong is it's very, very physical on my hands and my arms. It's just, I think doing it for too many years is just going to hurt me in the long run. But it's something I know I need to do right now for my family and for myself. I have really good insurance, and like I said, it's really good money, so it keeps us afloat. And I know there's nothing around here now that would even compete with that job until I go to that school.
Okay, and you want to go back to school at some point?
Yes, I would. I don't want to do that. My dad always told me, and the one thing my dad always says, I mean, he's always said, even since I was a kid, was, you need to go to school. You need to get a degree. You don't want your hands to look like mine, because he worked in a factory most of his whole life. So.
Okay, well, that's all that we have time for today. However, there are some things that you mentioned, your relationship with your dad, some past issues with your sister. I'd like to work through those in further sessions with you.
All right, sounds good to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Have a good day.
You too.